Hello, everyone. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means? It's another eviction. Actually, someone did get evicted this week.
For real.
Big Brother. Welcome to Tally the Votes. I am Christy, and with me tonight is Jamie. How are you, Jamie?
I'm great. Hello. Effing Bowie Jane for the win.
Who thought?
Yes.
Like,
what's gonna
my
happen?
daughter's like, if she's been just floating along, playing this game this whole time, I don't know what people will think of that. I was like, that can't be, because she kind of sucks. But
yeah, I mean, I think
she works a glitter gel. I'll tell you what.
She listen, as a face painter, I have always liked that most about her. Is that she knows her way around the glitter gel. I think she just might be somewhat good at memorizing. She's not great at 6th grade math.
She's not.
She's only slightly better than Felicia.
At least she didn't leave it at the 24. So what was it? It was how many? But what didn't that means until Cam won. So it wasn't until he left. It was until Cam won. So it was while they were competing with those 3 competitions, right?
Yeah, and it was like
48 hours or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, and her first guess was like 27 minutes. And Felicia's was like added up to like 30 some days. I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, wow.
Which, I mean, fair, because it felt like 30 some days.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's true. We were sitting here watching, and my daughter was like, oh my God, she is going to lose. I'm like, not if Felicia goes over. And lo and behold, Felicia went way over. It was like a ginormous air ball. You know, it just lobbed over the hoop. Nowhere near it.
It's one of my favorite things in the world. And this usually only occurs on Big Brother because there's not a whole lot of competitions where you're having to do the quick math. I absolutely love it when we have the tie and the quick math, and then there's like one person that's like really blatant, like, you know, like, I'm thinking it out, I'm counting the numbers, I'm tapping my pen, and then the number is like absurd.
Yes, absurd.
It's like the more of a show that they put about thinking, the worse the answer is going to be.
I mean, I get it. Like, again, it was a complex question, and I don't think it was what she thought. She was asked what she thought she was asked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so she's probably trying to unravel what was said. What did that mean? It's live. The pressure's on. It's you and one other person.
Julie's already yelled at everybody multiple times for not moving fast enough.
She's, yeah. And this week, Felicia really started to kind of unravel. She cannot handle. Yeah. She cannot handle people saying things and saying lies and saying they're true. She was like,
not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And when she decides that she needs to like confront it, she does really gets annoyed by people being like, no, nah. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go play pool instead. I'm not having this argument. I know a lot of people were giving Corey grief for not being a part of it. Out. Yeah, she's got it.
I'm sorry.
She's figured out it's 27 minutes. 27 minutes.
David had something that was more important than us tonight, quite frankly, probably. So, but I'm going to try. So I'm in charge of the.
No, you know what happened is that David foresaw his winner pick walking out the door, and he did not want to be here for it.
He couldn't handle it. Maybe he jinxed himself. Maybe that's why she went out this week, because he wasn't going to be here to defend her. So yeah, right. Chris says it was an amazing episode, one of his favorites. Yeah, and then when it was down to Bowie Jean and Felicia, oh my God, like who would have thought, right? That's just crazy.
Out of all of these players, right? Like out of all of the players that are sitting up there. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was going to be the two of them. But this has been a week. Let's cover a couple of the
let's jump in.
Important bases here. First of all, let's look at the obvious with the veto speech that we got from Felicia when she called out Corey.
Yeah.
You know,
Started
I
getting
don't.
messy.
This week's been really tense for me because I like Corey's really, really grown on me. I can't help but want to see him like get down to final three. I just do.
Yeah, yeah.
So this
Agreed.
week's been a little stressful, and her calling Corey out, of course, isn't great for my mood. But it also is because who doesn't love it? Like we've been complaining, right? We've been complaining for years. You have 1 minute to make a speech, throw them all under the bus. Like
Yeah.
do
Why
something.
not?
Do something. Use that time. Everyone's listening to you. You need to throw a pitch out there to save yourself. Save yourself. Get the target on somebody else.
Well, it's not something that most people will do in that situation. So because it doesn't happen that often, I don't think people think of it. So when someone does do it, they're like, oh, oh my gosh, that was so, well, was she telling the truth or not? I mean, though, you got to figure it out. It definitely gives them something to talk about, don't it?
But it follows up with such a great, like, so much wonderful drama because she's talking about like Corey in America, like coming to them, approaching them about a Final Four. And then like as the veto meeting's over and they're all walking into the kitchen, like America calls out Felicia for lying, but she's the one who's lying.
Right. And the worst thing in this situation was like there was no one to back her up.
I know. Corey's like, I'm out. I'm done with conflict. I'm out of here.
The beautiful thing that America did was she even like put that added cherry on top of like, I don't want to drag Mikkel into this. So, like she was trying to be the better person when Felicia was throwing people's names out there. Oh,
it was great. It was so much great chaos. And then it pans over. You notice how like we get the little camera shot of Cam just sitting back and chuckling. And it's like literally every time this man is in power, the rest of the house just does all of the work for him. Like they just start fights and like call each other out. And it's like having him in power is just like too stressful for everybody.
Yeah.
And they just start losing their minds. But two people that did not lose their minds this week is Matt and Jag. And honestly, the week goes to them, especially Jag. This has been a crazy week. They have been going back and forth and talking to everybody, bringing all of the information to Cam. Cam's been trusting them. Matt's like, the whole start of this, Matt is like really, really supportive of the idea of like, let's backdoor Corey. Let's get Corey out of here. It's great for his game, right? Because if Corey's out of there, that just kind of continues to paint a bigger target on Cam. Matt, who, mark my words, is making it to Final Three, he's in a comfortable spot, right? Because everyone's attention is everywhere else around him. He's got a Final Three with Cam and Jag forming. He has the Final Two with Jag. Both he and Jag have side alliances that the other one does not know about. So all of this is happening, but Jag is going, okay, Corey going up, Corey being gone is not great for me because he has a side alliance with Corey in America. So Jag he's been doing all this heavy lifting all week, talking to Blue, talking to America, talking to Corey, talking to Felicia, talking to Cirie. He's going to everybody and coming back to Cam and Matt and going, and really digging in on Matt and going, we can't get rid of Corey. We can't get rid of Corey. If Corey goes, all the attention's on us. This is bad for us. We need him here.
Well, and that's the whole part of thinking ahead, right? You can't think about this decision right here. You have to think about all the possibilities, what will come from that decision.
And Jag's pretty right for himself, and Matt's pretty much, figured it out for himself. But with enough pushing over and over and over again, he kind of starts to get Matt, okay, maybe you're right. But like Cam's not going to go for this. So they talk to Cam a little bit. They try to test it out. Cam's like, no. Finally, like the last minute, and we got to see it tonight in the episode, Cam goes and talks to Corey. And Corey accidentally kind of saves himself when he finally admits to Cam that he doesn't trust Blue. because Blue's been digging in deep to get rid of Corey all week too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, yeah.
Corey hasn't been open and honest with Cam, which is fine in the normal game of Big Brother. But in this game of Big Brother, especially in Corey's way of operating, it's going to make anybody nervous because Corey constantly does the thing where he accidentally spills out his entire game to whoever he's talking to because he thinks they are thinking the same way as him. So,
and then they go, "Oh my gosh, he's a genius."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh my God, he's a threat. We got to get rid of him." But he didn't really talk to Cam about until the last minute when he was like, "Yeah, I really am nervous about Blue," and Cam's like, "Dude, next time lead with that."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Okay, let's keep Corey."
Well, the nice thing for Cam coming back in and then winning HOH is that he got to let everybody come to him and he got to see that even though he right now, from all viewers' point of view, should be on everybody's hit list as number one person you got to get out.
Yeah.
Simply because you cannot beat him in a competition, hardly.
Yep.
Just based on that. But he's seeing like, oh, there are some things that he can work with here. He might not be on the radar for some of these people, right? If Corey's looking at Blue and Blue's looking at Corey, well, they're not looking at him. So,
let them all eat each other. That's
Cam had a really good week, and I'm really scared that they're going to let him slip through until they get
But here's the thing. He did have a good week, but also he did not have a good week because he had all of the power and the person he wanted gone is still there. He just they ran a twister around him for a minute and he got a little bit loopy and lost sight of his goal.
Sure.
And now he's sitting in a position where he could do you know who he doesn't have a great relationship with in that house? Bowie Jane.
Correct. No one does. Who is she anyway?
I don't know, but apparently Mimi is convinced that Bowie Jane and Corey are like this.
Right. Oh yeah, they have a final two for sure.
Which is ridiculous. Okay, here's the thing.
Corey was probably
I respect somebody saying, I'm not going to give a hug to somebody who's getting me out. Like, I'm not, that's fine. I support that. Listen, Mimi, we had such high hopes. We had such high hopes. Such an intelligent, tenacious human being. And she kind of just never played. She didn't play. And we kind of thought, oh, well, she's going to jump in at the right moment. She's going to jump in at the right moment.
She just didn't find that opening. She rode in that lane with her turn signal on, trying to merge in, but no one was letting her in.
But that's actually not even true. That's the way she was seeing it. Corey, on an every other day basis, was doing everything he could. He was constantly having conversations with her, kind of trying to get her to join with them. And she wouldn't do it. She always played the, well, we'll wait and see game. America at the beginning was trying to get her in.
Maybe she thought she was going to be playing Big Brother 26.
Maybe, because whatever she was doing, she
we'll
was
get
not
there, Corey,
no matter what offer came to her, she did not take any offer until Felicia.
Yeah.
So
maybe she just thought Felicia was somebody she could beat or something. So she always wanted to be her.
I kind of think that she walked around in the house maybe thinking she was just better than everybody else and wasn't going to.
Oh, I hope that's not
wasn't true. Going to join forces and have an alliance with somebody that,
Maybe. Or maybe she just really could never figure out who the heck she was supposed to trust in there.
Well, she did think they were all I think her best alliance was probably the pantry where she would go in and talk about how stupid everybody was.
Her rants. Yeah, her rants.
That was her do or die. Her ride or die number one was the pantry camera.
And then her number two was that reaction she had when Julie told her who the relatives were in the house.
Oh my gosh.
She was not. Really? No one saw the similarity?
They are wearing the same face. They look just like, I love when they show that picture of them next to each other and then they're like, oh my God, I see it.
Well, that's the thing. When the season started and she was first in the house, I thought, oh my gosh, they literally can't be in the same room because if they start, because I don't know how it is with them, but like usually family members have like mannerisms and the way they say
Mhm.
things, or even like just sayings, right? How many
Yep.
times have you said something and said, "Oh, my mom used to say that," or "My mom says that"? You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I
Yep.
can't imagine he wouldn't do the same.
Yeah,
Or how hard is it as a mom not to be like, "Don't do that," you know, or just and she did sometimes, but she did it with Felicia, so it made it look like it was the two
yes,
motherly characters coming to help. Oh, the two
exactly.
aunties, which good for
Exactly.
them. But yeah, she was pretty surprised to see that they were related.
It
So
it just it blows my mind.
it's great though. I was really surprised because I totally thought the way they were editing, because I did not watch the live feeds. Um, I, I really thought the whole flipping the house and not doing Felicia was going to end up being a red herring, and I thought, oh, they're just misdirection because they have to talk
Because
about what
that's
was
what these guys do. Like, it makes sense that you
usually,
would assume that because they're like,
usually,
"Oh,
but
are they gonna do it? Are they gonna
I
do
mean,
it?"
I
No.
understand the reasoning. They think Felicia's not going to win anything, but I mean, she could. She almost won HOH. Speaking of HOH, Chris says it would have been insane if Felicia got HOH. Whoop, wrong one. Sorry. If Felicia had been HOH, it was on here somewhere. Who do we think she would have put up? It was here somewhere. It was here somewhere.
Oh, she would have put up an American Corey. Like,
Okay, immediately you believe that, right?
immediately. She wouldn't try
Okay.
to backdoor. She would have been like, American Corey. If one of them comes down, she probably would have put Cam up there, and that would have been that.
Okay, so I'll go back to the other one I put up here. It's got a couple
Because
questions.
I think that no matter how intelligent Miss Felicia is, no matter what her life experience is, I think she leads with her heart and her emotions, probably more than anything else. And seeing as this was the most recent thing, and she was, when she was on the block, she was trying to get Corey up as a
Ooh,
replacement.
she was really getting frazzled that she could not talk people into things. Like she could not.
She was a little bit frustrated. Well, I mean, think about it. Okay. You know how frustrating that can just be.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
imagine, like, whatever age, whatever your life has been, you go into that house and can't get people like on board when your gut tells you you know something.
And she's ex-military, which means probably excellent rule follower, like kind of
Yes.
straight arrow. You know what I mean?
Yes. But then, yeah, and and
and
she's
then
like
people are
a
like,
mom, and you go in there and you're like, no, like I know what I'm talking about, and they're like, but no.
and she's like, but I do. Yeah. This week, and you know what? Sari pulled back from her this week, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Well, but here's an interesting thing that happened today. So originally, they showed Corey kind of playing with the idea of that it would be funny, right? Because it would be funny, that they decide to flip it on Mimi and get rid of Mimi. But they weren't going to tell Felicia about this because they wanted to set it up so that only in blue Sari voted against Felicia. So that if she stayed in the house, she wouldn't trust the two of them, which are the only people in the house that she could maybe sort of trust.
Could maybe have flipped back with. Yeah, how genius was that?
That was a brilliant idea, but
really
it didn't
good.
happen. It didn't happen because somebody, and I want to say it's Jag, but I could definitely be remembering wrong. Told her, like gave her a heads up that she was safe. So then she took that information to Sari and told Sari that she was told she's going to be safe. So now her and Sari have made up because they kind of need each other at this point.
I mean, Sari, to be fair, Izzy's gone. Now Jared's gone. There's Nicole and Felicia up there. One of them's going to be gone. So Sari should have really thought, like, who do I want to salvage out of this that I can trust?
Yeah,
and
I don't
honestly,
her
and Felicia have been through a lot.
I don't blame her for having the opinion of I'm staying out of this because neither of them were here.
It's not going to help my game.
Jared,
Yeah, she did already that. She did that already. Got involved in too much stuff, and it was like, okay, wait. Too many people thinking I'm smart now. I gotta back up.
I gotta back down.
But Bean has the best question. Was David evicted from the channel? No, he just had something better to do. Or is David in the Big Brother Nether region? David, that's for you. Bean,
He's
Bean knows how much he
absolutely the
loves the
nether
nether.
agent.
Anyway, I just had to share that. That's pretty funny. So yeah, it looks like some things have changed, but some things are staying the same. So the aunties are back together,
Yep.
and Cam looks like not, number one. Gotta get him dead or alive this time around. I don't know at all what Bowie's going to do. And
I don't know. I don't. She's good with Matt and Jack.
Yeah.
The real question isn't going to be what is Bowie going to do. It's going to be who does she listen to?
Yeah. Well, she has the final two with Corey, so she'll listen to him.
Well, and it's so funny. Okay, not only it does make Cole wait until the last 20 seconds to play the game. As she's walking out the door, she has a completely wrong read about who wanted to work with her and who didn't. So she wasn't even playing well as an observer. And then on top of that, she throws this thing out and guess what? Guess what? We get as the feeds are cutting and we're like ending the show. Bowie going to Corey like, what did she say about who was working who's in a three together? Exactly. And Corey's like, I don't know. And Three's like, I have no idea. Like no one even knew what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So dang it, girl, even in your last 20 seconds, it just didn't work out. But whatever. But you know what? She can run in heels.
But you know what? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what their diaries say after this, because I'm sure there'll be some diaries of people commenting on that, what she was saying as she was going out. Because if it was me and someone was going like, what'd they say? What I'm sure not repeating if it's about me.
No.
Like, I have no idea what they were talking about. So I wonder.
I could definitely see like a Corey DR that starts out with what the hell mean? Like what the hell mean?
Really? Yeah, why me?
I was trying to work with you. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think that will probably come because I'm gonna guess some people got it.
Somebody had to have tried to put those pieces together. Now can we talk about a few things here? One,
we can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Do you think that Corey was fine or wrong by not getting involved with the conflict with America and Felicia?
I think it was better not to jump in because then it would have looked like they were ganging up. So I think him stepping back, and America was doing just fine.
Yep, I agree.
She was doing just fine. There was no need for him to jump in. It would have looked aggressive from a guy who's not aggressive.
She started it.
Yeah. Oh, and she did just fine.
Yeah.
America's good at getting what she wants, I think.
Yep. I also think it's probably more on the casual viewers probably get more of it, but it's really funny because America is a Big Brother fan. And so she's even talked about how she's done like 3 or 4 different takes on something in the DR, but she'll come at it like a goodbye message. Like she'll do like 2 mean ones and 2 nice ones, and then she doesn't know which one they're going to pick.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So, she's got like lines she's delivering. She knows how these DRs work. She wants screen time. There's just no way she does. She's too big of a fan. She's just loving this stuff. So I could imagine that there was probably I don't blame him for wanting to lay low and get out of there. And then there was the other take, which was what do you mean? You just leave me hanging? I don't think she really cared that much about it. I don't think she was that upset that he walked out, because later they had a conversation and he was telling her hey, thanks for having my back. That was super hot. That was awesome.
Now talk to me about the Constitution.
Yes. Whisper sweet amendments into my ear.
What? Which one is the 19th Amendment? I like that one.
What? I loved it so much. It's so great.
Ooh, but I really like the 21st Amendment. It's so weird.
It's amazing to me. I feel who these two need to go on a double date with immediately is Claire and Derek X. Like, I just think they would all be like
yes.
such good friends and like constantly be like trying to outdo each other's
Oh my
like,
gosh,
my
they
man's
would
so
be
smart.
so cute
I love
together,
it.
the four of them.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right?
gosh. So
There's been
good.
some great shots out there of Izzy getting to be a part of the reality competition show circuit. Like, there's pictures
Good for
of
her.
her with Carla, and I mean, like tons of them. They're so fun. It's like hanging out with Survivor crew. It makes me so happy because Izzy is just such a lovable person. I don't
She
know.
is. Izzy, go try out for Survivor. Come on.
Yes, just
Why
do
not?
all
I
of it.
mean,
Do all of
literally,
it.
this season will show you that you can't do any worse.
That's true. But also, like you could be the redemption story that Jeff
You could
wants
be. You
so
might be.
much.
Just don't quit on day one. Just don't quit.
That's it. That's it. Just don't quit. Just don't quit.
I mean, Jeff
Yeah.
hates quitters. So, let's see what else happened this week. They did their super scary verse and that spooky, dark, gross,
Yeah. Okay.
stinky, watery, nasty. You know,
Whatever.
here's the thing.
The Hell House.
My daughter immediately was like, no, I could not do it. It would be so gross. I'm like, but you just have to be telling yourself the entire time that it's just props. You can't see it. It might smell gross and feel gross, but it's
I would
not.
spend the whole time screaming. Like, every time I got scared, I would scream like "F you, Julie Chen Moonves."
So it's just beep.
Like, it was just her. It was always her doing everything.
Beep, 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 beep. The entire thing.
I would be swearing so much. Threatening.
But
lives.
That one usually is like the really sticky one that like sucks people's shoes off and stuff like that. And this one just seemed to be more gross.
I loved the fact that Felicia got so lost she walked right out the front.
She left. She checked out twice. She was sure she was in another room, and then she was just like, "F this, I'm out of here," and left.
Oh well, I guess
once
I'm
you
done.
exit, you're done. You can't go back in, right?
I guess. I don't think they even expected that to be something that happened.
That's true. No, like, you can't go back. Maybe there shouldn't be a doorknob on that side or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe she's disqualified. Yeah, she's disqualified.
But it was like last year or the year before, or I don't know. It all now, since the pandemic, everything squishes together. There was a year that they had this where it was like super sticky honey glue something or other. And do you remember someone's pants came off? Their pants got like they couldn't.
Well, that just happened. Okay, it's really funny because that actually happened to Corey.
Like a glue trap.
At the beginning of the season, one of the competitions, it happened to Corey and he lost his pants, which was like 3 years ago. So
that was 3 years ago. No, but there was one time where it was like a glue and a glue trap when they're like moving, but the pants were staying there and they. Anyway, that's a fun one.
Yeah, they had the night vision in the glue trap.
Yeah, and then they were watching our show a couple weeks ago, or what we said about the mummy or the zombie thing, and they did the scare things on the glass. In the mirror. Okay, so you're welcome, Big Brother. Send us a check. We need TM.
What do you think about this? Because I thought it was okay. How weird is it that they have the scary verse, right? The scary verse is the week we got the Jared and Cam zombies. But literally nothing happened. No HOH.
There was nothing scary.
Nothing scary happened, but it was the scary week. But nothing happened. But then the scary week is done, right? She officially said
and they do another scary week.
Over, and then they do all the scary stuff after scary week is done.
Well, now, no, they did scary week 2 weeks basically.
Yes, but she announced it was done. We are done with scary week.
Oh, you're right. She did.
Yay. And then all the scary stuff happened. So it got me to thinking, do you think this was some sort of weird schedule like problem that happened because we had to early evict somebody out at the beginning of the season? So we had a weird botched week. And then like this was last week was supposed to be scary week. But then they had to we have to have a week where we don't do it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To make up for the time
So the zombie thing was invented in order to make up for the early person.
Maybe, but it was just like
who was from Florida, by the way, David. I'm never letting you forget it.
Yes. Something had to happen. Like there has to be something because there's no. I mean, not that Big Brother is always on the mark of being logical, but there really is no logic in having absolutely nothing scary all of Scary Week, except for some guys walk back into the house in ripped up T-shirts. And then all of the actual scary things and scary competitions happen the following week.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So there's got to be something. Also, it's Big Brother, and I guess that means that there could also just not be something because they always have twists and competitions with themes that actually never mean anything. So
this week will be which universe? Do we know yet?
I think it might be the Humiliverse.
Yes, Humiliverse. Thank you. Yes,
were.
That's what it is. Again, short-term memory. It's hard. Yes, Humiliverse. So we should be seeing. What do you think? Do you think this might be a no tab veto week?
Well, it started out with Bowie
because
Jane,
aren't
Bowie Jane having her something about Mary hairdo,
right?
So there's that.
I think she meant that. I don't think she's.
I think that they did say that Zingbot is coming in on Tuesday.
Oh, that would be humiliating. Yes. But I was thinking the OTEV because don't they have costumes in that? Don't they have punishments in that? Like the first one now has to.
OTEV.
I don't know. I'm just wondering because usually that goes
happening soon.
I don't know if they put them both in 1 week. That would seem silly though too.
That is a lot. That's a lot of big things in 1
week. Big fan of the Zingbot, and
I love Zingbot. I can't help it. I'm fairly certain Zingbot's like Zing against Corey is going to have to do with his mustache. It's got to have something to do with a mustache. It has to.
Hey, Corey!
Like the biggest mistake made this season.
Yeah.
Corey's
mustache. Zing!
I love it. Yep. I think
we love
we'll have the Zingbot competition after the zinging.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, what are they going to be like? Hey, Cam, you're a creepy perv.
Zing! Not a zing. Actual fact.
You know what's crazy too is that like we've got 2 people in the house that both got voted out unanimously.
Yeah.
They made it to jury. Like 2, not 1 person, but 2 people.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's okay, Jag. I don't really care. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care. Jag's all right. So he can stay. He can always have that against him in a final 2 speech. You know, hey, he got voted out unanimously. But Cam, no, let's get him out of there.
Well, Jag, there's been a couple of different players that have had different weeks where they've kind of like spun out of control a little bit. And you're like, oh my gosh, stop.
A few of those, right?
But then you know what? If you get over that hump and kind of pivot your game back, sometimes you can right yourself. And I had said last week that it was going to be actually really good for Cerise's game that Jared was gone. And I think we are seeing that she did exactly what I was hoping she would do. Yep. Lay low, stay quiet, under the radar. You're the wounded duck. No one's going to take a shot at you.
Yes, ma'am.
And if she can do that, and I think Jag kind of did that too when that happened. He got a reprieve. It's like, dude, pump the brakes, chill out, just start working on building some relationship, and just don't play up here. Don't let people see you so much.
Well, and I think he's got 2 people in that house. Like when it really boils down to it, I think he has 2 people in that house that he either could lose his game because of opening his mouth and defending it. But the 2 I think is like America and Matt, I think, are the 2 people that he truly is emotionally the most loyal to in that house.
Yeah.
Blue is buddies with him, but Blue is talking a lot of smack on America, and Jag is he's done with it.
Well, because at some point, because they're the only 2 younger ladies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Okay.
I
So
mean, as
then
long as you don't count mythological 34 as young.
right. Yeah, they all know. But they're the two like younger girls or younger ladies and women. And it starts to sound kind of catty and bitchy. When
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
ragging on the other one,
Yep.
if
Yeah.
unless they're
On
you gotta
top
feel
of
the
it,
waters. If they're not giving anything back, you can't keep pushing forward with ragging on them.
and the majority of what, honestly, the majority of what Blue puts out as complaints or reasons to target America or what have you is just it's she's literally talking about her own game. Like and it's
Well,
something that everyone else can kind of see. Like Blue is complaining about this one thing, and then everyone's like, yeah, but that's
but
actually
you're kind of doing that
you.
too. But
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. There's the difference between America and Blue. America, loyal fan, knows the game. Blue, she was recruited. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's
And
so
then
maybe
there's
she doesn't
Matt.
realize. She
There's
can't see
Matt
it.
who didn't know the game and is doing really, really well because and Matt's interesting too to me because
And that's
he
another one that I think pivoted his game because he was
yeah,
going to spiral out when Riley left. And
yeah.
he really pulled it back. So good for him.
And and he's like the young like jock, the athlete, right? And that person typically wins
But he's
by
so
comps and being a
dorky.
meat
You know what I
shield,
mean?
right? Yeah. But he's winning. He's moving forward not based off of comps. He's
Right.
moving forward because his social game is really good.
Yeah.
He has a really good social game.
I think people they see him as just the nice guy who's kind of dorky and silly, but or whatever. He says some stuff that I'm like, what?
And truly, he is probably the most loyal person Suri has in the house right now. And nobody knows it. Nobody's clocked it. Nobody realizes that Matt's the new adopted kid in the Fields family and that the two of them are working together. And he's more loyal to her than her own son was.
But he picked her a long time ago to put his loyalty in. So I think he's the sort of person that looks at it and says, I've invested this time and put this energy into working this relationship with her. And so I am going to continue to work that. And with Jared being gone, he knew that made her more vulnerable, like she needed him more. And now with
I honestly think that's a big part of why he helped get Jared out because he was
right. Oh, I
spot.
thought this a lot. If you have someone who's your number one, but you know you're not that person's number one, well then their other number one needs to go.
Gotta go.
To be the number one.
It's the tale for the ages. You gotta get rid of them. Since the days of Cain and Abel. Yes. Now I think he has one other there's one other thing that Matt is more loyal to in that house, and that is that damn toothpick. That flossy toothpick and Matt are together all the time. Every single
I just have to know, is it one of those flavored flossy? Because if it's like a mint or a cinnamon, then I get it. If it's not, if it doesn't have a flavor, what is the point?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. He's always got it. It's always with him. It's like the new It thing. Like every season of Survivor, in the recent years, Survivor and Big Brother's got like the one jacket that everybody like knows, or like the one shirts, And
he better not. If he gets voted out, he better not leave someone his floss pick. Gross.
He's gonna leave his floss pick. I mean, he has a thing with like toiletry things because he did make that Riley shrine that he made out of Q-tips.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe he's got a thing. Maybe he's just
so
really
creative, but a little gross. Use Q-tips, and then if you use them, then they stick together better.
Hygienic shrines and worships.
Yeah, weird. It's like the meme that's floating around for the homemade little ghosts that you can make.
Yeah. Yes.
I
would love if that happened. That would be a whole new spin on Scary Week.
It makes it scary. Yeah, I think most all the people who looked like they were in trouble at the beginning have been able to pull their game back, and everyone's looking kind of good. I think it's kind of amazing, honestly. If you look at different,
It's just been a crazy, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, and this last week is like, all right, it's been good. It's been a, we had the dead
crazy
week
cherry
that
on
was
top, Bowie Jean. So I
Oh,
think
man.
like, is she in tune enough that she'll be able to actually think about it and decide for herself, or will she just think to do what she thinks the house wants her to do?
No, I think she's going to decide if she wants to be more loyal to Corey and America, or if she wants to be more loyal to Matt and Jag. And she's going to have to make a choice. Now, this is a thing that Bowie has struggled with the entire game, is she doesn't want to have to make a choice. She doesn't want to have to pick a side. She doesn't want to have to.
Right.
It's not even a matter of.
That might be why she wrote 27.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she loves Matt.
I don't even think that it's a matter of like, oh, I don't want to show my cards. I think she just wants to get along with everybody. I think she does not like the idea of putting herself anywhere where there's conflict. I don't think she's a competitor. I just don't. I don't think she is. She's like the friend that wants to chill with everyone, and she's a cool girl. Like, she's cool.
Yeah.
But I just don't think she likes to rile it up,
Cool woman.
Yeah, woman.
She's been a girl for a long time.
But you know what? She's going to have to pick a side at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be interesting because, like I said, she's got two different duos that have really been chatting her up a lot. Now, Felicia and Cirie, well, they're already toast because she heard all of the junk they were talking on her early game. So I don't think she is going to. I think what it boils down to is she's probably going to put Cirie and Felicia up, or some combination of one of them.
Because she's probably playing the game from 3 weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely think that's true.
You know what I mean?
This is.
Wait, we all wanted Cirie out, right? And people are like, we're not even looking at her now.
Yeah, this was her birthday week. She got to have a birthday cake and a birthday song. Second time she got to turn 35, so that's exciting. Jeez. Who gets to do that twice? Not everyone.
Not everyone.
So
most people don't.
It's kind of great that she got to do the HOH during her birthday week, and she can enjoy her time and have fun. And I think that.
But this might be the one HOH where we're like, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, I really do believe it's going to be some combo of Cirie, Felicia, and Blue. I don't know if they're going to be able to convince her to put Cam up or not. It's tough. It's a tough call. I think more than who she gets voted out, that's not going to say much about her game. What we're going to see is whose side she's deciding to go.
Yes.
And that is going to be a deciding factor.
It only assumes if she understands she's picking a side.
Maybe she doesn't. But see, it's funny because we all kind of assumed, right? Like you and David and I have discussed it. And I think most of America who watches the show is under the assumption that Bowie will be called as number 3 to anybody's game. They're going to bring her with because what does she have, But now she's got an HOH. So it depends on how successful it is. If she gets Cam out on this HOH, or she gets Cirie out on this HOH, or she gets Corey out on this HOH, this changes her resume entirely. So now who's going to be the easy one to drag to the end? Blue?
Well, I
think that secure Blue?
If whoever's afraid that they're going to go up or worried about going up needs to go and talk to her and talk to her about Cam in the way that, hey, he'll win this game. Look at, he's won HOH several times. He's had this comp win and that comp win. We got to get him out when we get, no matter what, And if everyone can kind of point him that way, then it keeps her away from them. But I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
And honestly, she can put Cam up. He'll win the veto.
Most likely. Yeah, most likely. She's definitely chimed in with more conversations and stuff in the last week just because the numbers dictate she's going to have to be involved with a few more
Sure,
conversations as
sure.
the numbers dwindle down. But one thing I really did like is it was said that, hey, we could get rid of Corey and then America's helpless. Like without Corey, America can't, she's nothing. And she was the one person that said, no. America can handle herself. Like she'll be just fine without Corey. So I do think that she's got a little like, I'm gonna root for the girls kind of, like
I got that feeling from her too, which was why I wondered if she might be pivoted to taking out some of the guys, toward
well,
a
I
guy
hope so
instead of a
because
girl.
she's what like the
But
first girl that's won a competition in how long? Since what the
yeah,
pressure cooker? I'm pretty
who
sure.
won, who won the pressure cooker?
No, wait, because America
No,
stepped down. So
no,
no,
she stepped down. It was a guy.
So
It
is
was
she the first?
Jared, right?
The first female to win a competition this season?
Well,
Effing
cool.
Bowie Jane.
But good for her. I thought she would be able to win something before the season started, so I'm glad that she did.
I don't know. I don't know, Christy. I don't know where it's going to go. But we do know we got Zingbot, and we always look forward to Zingbot. And we do know that David's winner pick is out. Sorry, Mimi, you had to go simply
David
based
has
on
to
the
pick a
fact
new one.
that he voted to have you be the winner's pick. We can't listen to him gloat every season. That's not fun.
Right?
Not every season.
And maybe he should just embrace it and pick Cam as his winner at this point.
Yeah, because he hates him, but he might be his winner's pick.
It might be his winner's pick now. He's not
Hey,
got a lot of options.
you and I both still have our winner's pick in the
So
running.
yes, maybe he'll pick America.
He can't. That's mine, right?
Oh, I thought you had Corey. Maybe he'll pick Corey.
No. I had my final three were America, Jag, and Hisam. America is my winner's pick. Jag's your winner's pick. I don't remember who your other two were.
I think Jag was in my top three too, but I don't know. I hope we wrote it down somewhere because I don't remember. But he'll have to pick somebody new.
Yeah, he is. That's the point. That's the point that we all want to make.
Yeah, he has to pick someone new. The point is David's a loser and he has to pick
poor David. Oh, we didn't win. Oh, we can't talk about how he always
so
makes
much so
winner.
that he had to invent something going
hey,
on.
David, go hang out with David, go hang out with Xavier and Gabler. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. What else do we got?
I don't know that there's much more to go with, honestly.
Julie looked amazing. I guess we have to say
yes. The dress was great. I wasn't a fan of the shoes. I don't like clear shoes. It's too
I don't
too
either.
much
They just look like sweat feet.
Yeah,
like sweaty,
feet.
hot feet.
But the dress was beautiful, and
and she went back to the feminine, and that just works on her. It just does.
She looks good with something very flowy and
yeah, and the color was good
she looks
for her
good.
too, so,
and like I said, she threw down the mom irritated at church because the kids aren't behaving voice.
But it's like, seriously,
I love it. I hate it so much.
Answers now.
Again, this is why I would never get on the show because my mouth would pop off. And F you, Julie Chen Moonves, David Lynch. Don't tell me. I'm trying to do a good job. I'm trying. Stop yelling at me.
Second.
I'm trying. Yes.
I'll be there in a minute. God.
Gosh. Yeah, I would pop off, and that's why I can't be on these shows. But I got to hear it.
One thing that I thought of, or that I noticed, or that I thought was funny. Did you happen to see the look on Corey's face when Felicia was giving her speech, her eviction speech?
Yes.
He looked so freaking smug. He was doing a Jim from The Office, and it was so great.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know if anybody missed
it's
it, but
so weird. They're all want to go after Corey so much, and he's fairly personable and tells funny stories, and he's pretty nice. I mean, he's a little off kilter from the regular social, you know what I mean? Like he's a little bit smart. You can tell he's got some smarts going a little bit.
But
He
he
knows it a
does
little.
it, and he's not like
But he's
hyping. He's not
yes,
trying to
yes.
explain down to people.
Exactly.
You know
He
what I
doesn't
mean?
talk down to people. You could just tell he feels confident in what he knows, right?
He's
But
talking about what he knows, and he's talking to you with the assumption that you
that you
also
also know.
understand the way he
Yes.
understands it. He's not talking
Yes.
down to you.
So it's interesting because they all are like that Corey, and it's weird because the fandom is very split too. Like there are people that are like, "Yay, like I love Corey," and then the other half is all like, "He needs to go. He's horrible. He's just rotten." And I'm like, I wonder what.
Why?
I don't know.
Those are the same people who probably
I
loved
don't get it.
love Cameron and love Jared and
Yeah, it's weird to me because it is very much like a what is it? And then when he was making the little smile when Felicia was talking, I'm like, oh, there it is.
the smile.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
so
it.
good.
It's misreading because his reaction is like a lot of people could do that smile and you're not going to get the same, but he has a little bit of a snaky smile. Like, it's a
It was
little
like
bit of
whatever she was saying at that moment, he was just like,
Yep.
it was
A
very
little,
funny. It
little,
was
little
very
bit of
cute.
snark in that facial expression.
Yup.
But I absolutely love the best. Like he's got so many amazing like sound bites from this season. There's a lot of good sound bites from this season. None that top, F and Bowie Jane. Like that one's solid for years. But some of Corey's have been just so fantastic. Like tonight, it's like, first of all, because it would be funny.
Yeah.
And this huge competition that you spend 100 days of your life invested in, living with strangers, having everything aired, all of these things that go along, like psychological, emotional, post-traumatic stress, all of these things. And you're going to lay it all on the line for because it would be funny.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny. There's still a little boy in there. You know what I
And I
mean?
love it. I love it. Like I can't. Yes, that's like I love the player that's like because it would be funny.
Life's too serious. You got to have the funny, right? In this game, they probably need the funny a little bit here or there, but
Funny.
Let's keep it game appropriate there, guys.
I think
don't let us down.
Don't let us down. I think the only other thing that maybe needs a comment is, I'm sorry, Nicole, but you thought that Cameron and America were related? Like, what? No, like everyone in that house has come to Cameron and they're like, even Felicia's all like, you can have America to yourself if Corey leaves, and I mean, like everybody, and then, Blue, like, come on, Cameron, like, it's obvious, like you like her, and Mimi's all like, oh, they're related.
She's a beautiful girl, that America.
Yeah, she really is.
She's a beautiful girl. And again, she doesn't talk down to people about it. Like she acts like normal. She's goofy.
Yep.
She's not the typical like dumb beauty. So good for her.
No, she's not. She's not just like clinging to a guy to win her game. She's not. And it's funny because she almost kind of painted herself that she was going to be that way. Like, and not just that she's that cliche because she's a beautiful young woman, but she actually said like, hey, I'm down for a showmance. I'm going to flirt with the guy.
And that's the thing. She was single. She knows she's flirty or whatever. Yeah. She gets in there and then it's like, oh, instead of a showmance and just using it as strategic, there's this actually little Corey here.
Yeah, I like
and
this.
He's actually really nice and been her like safe place, right? For both of them, right?
That's no nice constitutional porn. Like, he's got it down, hitting all the right spots for her.
How many amendments are there? It's like, what?
These two, it's like if it's not the Constitution, it's like SpongeBob quotes.
But see, like most people would be like, maybe you're pretending you're making jokes about it being the Constitution, but then you're throwing in like funny numbers.
Yeah.
Like that he didn't say there was 69 amendments or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, she likes the real deal.
it was very straightforward. I was gonna say very missionary jokes.
Yeah,
And there was not.
very much.
Nothing was. Anyway,
Oh my God.
God bless them. Though they're cute kids. Come on. Anyway,
I like them.
And you know what?
I can't rile with the hate of them.
And you know what? So many times when they're these little showmances and you think it's going to last to something, you look at it and you go, "Oh, what are their moms going to think?" Right? I think their moms will be okay.
Yeah. The moms have already invited America over for dinner. Zach's embraced her. He's like all happy that one of his Twitter followers is sleeping with his brother. He thinks it's fantastic. They love Jag.
I do.
They all
Yes,
love
gonna hook up
Jag,
to
you
him,
know?
right? But she
Jag's
doesn't know
family, and it's
But
great.
she doesn't know that's his brother, right?
No, she knows. He told her. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, because then she was all like, "Oh my God, yeah, like I know who your brother is because I follow him on Twitter." And they were talking about the blue sleeves on the T-shirt he has on his like profile picture.
That's kind of weird though too. I mean, it's a good thing he's well known because he'll be like, "I follow your brother."
Okay,
but not the way Cam follows you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not that same way. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, vey.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything.
I don't know.
Else.
I'm pumped for Zingot. I'm pumped for Weird Bowie Jane week.
We don't know if there are any emails this week because David's not here. I'm going to assume there are 0.
I'm going to wager
But just in case someone did send a really urgent message, we will get that next week. So
if anybody does have the actual time of actual number of minutes.
Right. So with that being said, make sure you subscribe because we'll be here next week and you'll get that notification that we're on. And also check out our Facebook group. And I do not know where he's got that hidden. I would put it up here on the screen right now, but all
you got to do is go look for Tally the Votes. You'll find us.
Yeah, Tally the Votes. Same name as the podcast. I know. We're tricky. And yeah. And then Jamie's over there on the Twitter. And
we're on the Twitter. I'm on the Twitter. You can find me at Jamie Aree on the Twitter.
You can post your funnies and BB adjacent things in the Facebook group. It's all fun. Anyway, talk to us. We love to talk about all things Big Brother because, what else do we got?
Big Brother, Survivor, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Amazing.
We've got like 2 seasons happening at once, so throw down.
For anyone who is watching Amazing Race, the first episode, because when those girls went to try to get the Fast Pass thing, Express Pass, and they were handed each a plate of bugs, did you think for a second like, oh, they're gonna they don't have to eat them, they need to do something else with those bugs? Because it seemed like way too many bugs.
Like they just started eating them and that was not
they just without being told, and they started
oh my God, so I wish so much that was true. I wish it was true.
What if they're supposed to deliver the bugs, or what if they're supposed to do something else with the bugs and they've eaten the bugs and then someone else comes up and gets it and they're like, sorry, nobody told you to eat them. Anyway, it was really disgusting. Huge plate.
You ate them?
A huge plate of bugs. And the one that finished first was super upset with the other one that was slow poking it because she was thinking, if I just ate that entire plate of bugs and you're not going to be able to do it, and I did it for nothing, we are done. Anyway, Amazing Race is back and Survivor, and and Jamie's got a podcast about Survivor.
Yeah, over at the Jay and Jack, the whole enchilada feed on the podcast, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find us there. You can also go to YouTube. We usually air immediately following the episode.
On
the
next
day,
Red Jay and Jack.
On the Red Jay and Jack YouTube channel. Yeah. Find us there at the old Survivor time. Yeah. So, we're all over the place. CBS has got us covered for the season.
Or we've got CBS covered? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, but that's all I got. So I guess we will see you back here next week, and David will be back. So we'll get to see him cut in and out, run to the bathroom, and do all his little shenanigans. So until then, So until then,
what we will not see is gloating.
Is who?
Is gloating.
Right. That gloating is dead.
Gloating is
Sorry.
dead.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.